Today I have great willpower. Like my diet, my training regimen, like people that know me know my discipline is like on point. And if they don't know me really good, they can't imagine that I was a drug addict because I'm so disciplined. But one has nothing to do with the other, right? That my discipline did nothing for me to stop my drug addiction.
Yeah, you know, that's a great point. That's a great point because listen, man, I think with addicts, right? And I've talked to a lot of them, especially, you know, in and out of AA and all that stuff. Back then, is that, look, I don't know if like an addiction, quote unquote, personality is a real thing. I don't know. I know we have predisposition of genes from like, say, if your family was alcoholics. I do deem that to be true, like inheritance, you know? But when we talk about like addiction personalities, I'm starting to think looking back that it's real because just like you, like I said, we're just by talking to you, you know, for a few minutes now, we're the same, pretty much from the story that you told me, because I'm also disciplined like that as well. I'm going to make it. You know what I mean? If I say something, I'm going to do it. And then when I tell my coworkers where I used to before, they'll kind of say, wait, what? You're a fucking alcoholic? I don't believe that, man, because you go train and all that stuff. Yeah.
The thing is that the same mentality that I have now, right, with making sure I do like all in with everything, right? I've always been this way, all in with everything, right? And when I changed my mindset and I'm all in with health and nutrition and training and working out and fighting, right? It's an incredible thing. My life is great and I look like a person that has the best discipline I can do it. But when I'm all in on negative shit, like doing drugs, right? I'm also all in there too, right? So you have to understand that personality of that can make me great can also burn me down real quick.
Absolutely. And I think for the most part, that's a lot of people because just the basics of it, meaning it's easier to do dumb, stupid shit because it's easy to do, right? Like we can go to a liquor store right now, get fucking hammered without anything. But to have the discipline to train, it takes some force. It takes some force. Whereas right now, right, I've been about 3.5, 4 years sober. I can literally just go to the liquor store and drink if I really wanted to. But say if I didn't work out or not do martial arts, that takes a lot of like willpower, discipline, motivation to do. You know, so it's a lot harder.
True, big difference for sure. And but for some reason, I obviously have the discipline. It's obviously been within me all the time. Yet when I wanted to stop using drugs, when I would go to detox, I thought I'm dope sick. I'm shooting heroin. If I don't do heroin, I'm going to be sick, right? That can't happen. So I'll go to detox. They'll give me medication and then I'll get out of there in a week and I won't be sick anymore. And then I can just stop using and I'll be good. That's what I thought. So I would go in and I would come out and I'd get bored. And 2 days later, I'd be shooting heroin again. What the fuck is going on, right? It didn't make sense to me. And I tried it again. I didn't understand. So when they talk about addiction, they talk about the physical allergy, right? Which is once you so if it's alcohol, once you have one drink, if you're an alcoholic,
you can't stop.
You don't know what's going to happen, right? Or once I start shooting dope, I don't just do it once. I'm on a run, right? That physical, but that's what I thought addiction was. So I thought if I could go to detox, get well so that I'm not dope sick anymore. I don't have heroin in me. The problem is solved. I don't have to worry about the physical allergy as long as I don't do it. Right. That makes sense. That made sense to me. Right. That's why I kept going to detox. Right. I didn't realize about the mental obsession, which is the other part of the disease that you learn about in like 12-step programs. The mental obsession is kind of the mind's ability to make you believe a lie is kind of a way I like to put it. So I get out of detox. I'm feeling good. My mind says to me, I know rationally, I know if I use heroin once, I'm not going to be able to stop. Right. But my mind starts to trick me. It'll tell me whatever kind of lie. Like I'm a great manipulator, especially to myself, because I know my ins and outs. Right. I know where to trick myself. Or what if I just use this one time? Or what if instead of using that, I just smoked weed or I just had a few drinks or whatever it might be. I used took some Xanax, right? However my mind has to lie to me, it does it. And because I'm a drug addict, I believe that lie and I use it. And once I use it, then the physical addiction kicks back in and I don't stop until I'm strung out again.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the biggest I think problem that addicts have
Yeah.
is that, you try to justify
Yeah.
that you can, after you've been sober for a while. And I've done that all my life.
That's the mental obsession of alcoholism. Sure. The ability to trick yourself into believing whatever bullshit story you're telling yourself.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because look, honestly, it's still in you and you want to keep doing it, right? You try to find excuses. Yeah, I'll have like 2 drinks and then I should be good because I've been so disciplined.
Yeah.
But then just like you, I knew, but I wanted that drink so bad, right? Yeah. Like in the moment I tried to justify it and then mask it with the justification, masquerading in it. And then all of a sudden I drink 2 neat fucking Maker's Mark or whatever whiskey I'm drinking. And then all of a sudden I'm like, well, I don't really have to go work early tomorrow.
Your inhibitions are gone. You believe it, whatever the hell you're telling yourself at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. And then even the next day, right? And you're like, well, that was just one time.
Yeah. Right? And I get, but tonight won't be so bad. It'll only be twice. And right. A week later, you're still drunk. You're like, what the hell is going on? It was really a mindset shift, or perception change, if you will. Mindset is huge to me, and there's people have different mindset, but your mindset is really your perception about a specific thing. And when it came to food, for example, this is kind of the same concept of like, I thought of alcohol and drugs as having fun and partying. It wasn't a big deal. And I prided myself on being able to drink more and do more drugs and being great at hustling money to get, selling drugs or doing this or that. Same thing with food. For me, with like now my mindset, my concept around food is different. My concept of food is I eat to make my body feel as good as possible, to be as healthy as possible. Most people's idea of food is they eat because whatever they can afford and whatever tastes the best.
It makes them feel good.
That's what people eat. I need to eat to live. I'm going to eat whatever tastes the best or whatever I can afford. With that mindset, why would you ever eat healthy? Like you won't, right? My mindset completely shifted around food. I eat whatever it takes to make me perform and feel and live the longest and feel the best during my lifetime. And now what I realized is I can also make that food taste amazing too. And I still love to eat and I feel I love what I eat, but I'm very particular. I don't eat sugar. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat meat. I don't eat gluten, right? I'm very particular, but because that's how my body feels best. So for food for me now, my mindset shift has gone from wanting to taste good to wanting to perform best, right?
What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you're enjoying the show so far. I hope that you're getting a lot of value out of it. Just a quick announcement. I started a YouTube and Patreon membership for you Speakeasy Squad listeners out there. So for YouTube, just click down below to join. And also for Patreon, I'll post a link down below so that you can join for you Spotify and Apple podcast listeners out there. What you get is behind the scene footage and early access to podcasts, some pictures, photos, and whatever behind the scenes shoots that we do. So click the links down below, and all the proceeds, actually all of it goes into this podcast. So to enhance productions, to get bigger guests on, all of it. So thank you for your love and support. And now back to the show. Did you do all that as soon as you stopped? Or drinking or something.
So I did.
Abuse?
So we're working in treatment now. It's kind of funny. I'll see people. They'll be like, "Okay, I'm quit. I just quit heroin. Right? I just quit heroin. That's good enough. I'm gonna smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day while hitting my vape. I'm gonna drink 17 cups of coffee, and they're literally like taking packets of sugar in the treatment center and like pouring them in their mouth, dry scooping sugar, right? Just to feel like." I didn't do that. I was like, if I'm gonna rip off the Band-Aid of heroin and cocaine, I'm taking it all off at once, and that's what worked for me, right? So that's what I tell people. That's what worked for me. It can work for you, right? I'm no better than anybody else, right? I did it this way, but it's not the only. My way isn't the only way. Some people need to. To take off one thing, one step at a time, but a lot of them never take the next step and they end up sober for a year and fat and angry and over caffeinated and not actually improving. I wanted to go all in at once.
That methodology, right? Like of how they say, well, you could, say you could have 2 drinks and all that. As an addict, and I've talked to, again, like the case studies, my own personal anecdotal case studies who I've talked to when I was going to AA was like, it never works.
Yeah.
for at least for the people, right? I don't know if it were, I don't know what the statistics are of like people having to cut off slowly. I know that's a thing. But then for me, man, I was the same way. It's either it's cold turkey or nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, just because it's proven that it doesn't work for me. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to get a drink and then I'm going to
if you're the kind of alcoholic or drug addict I am, and I'm not saying anybody is or isn't, they can do their own thing. If you are the kind that I am, you ain't having 1 or 2 drinks.
Yes.
First of all, I won't even enjoy it. I could pretend I'm going to enjoy it. When I start to get a little buzz on, if you told me I had to stop right then, I would be pissed off and fucking angry. I need to get drunk.